Hey everybody, I hope everybody's having a good day today. I believe you guys are really going to like this one. Some really deep stuff. Some things that I've known for a long time. Just hadn't been the right time to share. And now's the time to share. Some of you guys are going to get it, some of you won't. Some are going to be turned off by it and be angered by it. Some of you are going to be relieved and it's going to ring true with you and you're going to go, I knew it all along. So, that being said, I'm going to get started. We're going to go to Jude 24. It reads, To him who is able to keep you from falling and to present you before his glorious presence without fault and with great joy. And in the Greek, the words in the presence of is K-A-T-E-N-O-P-I-O-N. It's Strong's number 2714. And I want you to pay real close attention to the definitions here, okay? It says, before the face of, in the presence of. Remember, presence in the second coming is parousia, which means the presence of. But before the face of, in the presence of, in someone's direct gaze. Remember that. Down in the eye, and the root word comes from K-A-T-A, and it's Strong's 2596. It means down from a higher to a lower plane, bring to completion or perfection. And it's from the word E-N-O-P-I-O-N, it's Strong's number 1799, and it means in the eye of God. Okay, so remember that. It also has a side note here. It's the all-knowing one who acts in conjunction with all he knows, which is always absolute knowledge. Okay, now I want to go to Genesis chapter 32, verses 24 through 32, and this is where Jacob wrestles with God. It says, So Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with Jacob till daybreak. When the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched as he wrestled with the man. Then the man said, Let me go, for it is daybreak. But Jacob replied, I will not let you go unless you bless me. The man asked him, What is your name? Jacob, he answered. Then the man said, Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with men and have overcame. Jacob said, Please tell me your name. But he replied, Why do you ask my name? Then he blessed him there. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, It is because I saw God face to face, remember, and yet my life was spared. The sun rose above him as he passed Peniel, and he was limping because of his hip. Therefore, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the tendon attached to the socket of the hip, because the socket of Jacob's hip was touched near the tendon. And you have to remember, Jacob was coming back to meet Esau, and he was struggling with this because he had stolen Esau's inheritance, and so he was dealing with a lot of things, a lot of inner struggles. He was wrestling with God. He didn't know how he was going to deal with this. But anyway, he named the place Peniel because he saw God face to face. Remember, no one has ever seen God because God is spirit. But the name Peniel or Penuel, the Hebrew word is P-E-N-U-E-L, and it's 6439. It means face of God. And where it's written here that he says that his life was spared, yet my life was spared. So Jacob called the place Peniel, saying, It's because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. That word in Hebrew for life was spared is N-A-T-S-A-L, and it's Strong's 5337, and it means deliver, to strip, deliver oneself, be delivered. Now listen to this, plunder. Remember, to plunder is to steal, like a thief in the night, okay? Plucked, rescued, snatched away. Okay, remember, snatched away, because the word for rapture in Greek is harpazo. Strong's 726 means seize, snatch, obtained by robbery. Remember, a thief in the night. Snatch away. Okay, it's a spiritual snatching away. The word fruit in Greek is Karpos. Strong's 2590 means fruit, vegetable, animal. Figuratively, everything done in true partnership with Christ, His anointing. Two life streams, the Lord living His life through ours to yield what is eternal. The root word for fruit is harpazo, plucked, okay? You can bet when Jacob was walking away that he was speaking in a new spiritual tongue. He was speaking a spiritual language that other men just couldn't understand because he was on a different level. He was speaking a strange tongue, a strange language, okay? Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. I think I just pay attention to the name of the place that Jacob named it. Anyway, 6:22. And Jesus said, the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? Okay, and that the word lamp here in the Greek is Lachnos, and it's Strong's 3088. It means lamp. An oil-fed portable lamp. Remember the 5 wise virgins and the 5 foolish virgins. The word eye here is actually ophthalmos, and it's Strong's 3788, and it means the eye, the gaze. Remember, in God's gaze. The mind's eye. The mind's eye. Let's go to Revelation chapter 22, verse 4. It says, they will see His face, and His name will be on their foreheads. Face in this verse is, the Greek word is prosopon, Strong's 4383. It means the face, the countenance, and it's from pros, and it's an eye, or face. And the word name here is onoma, and it's Strong's 3686. It means name, character, the manifestation of someone's character, the manifestation of someone's character, God's love, His fruit, revelation of someone's character, distinguishing them from all others. And the word forehead in here is metapon, and it's Strong's 3359. It means the front, the space between the eyes. Properly means after the eye. Okay? You guys can take this for what you want. You can ask God for discernment on it. But Jesus was talking about some deep things. And the Torah had some deep spiritual things to be discovered too. For all of you guys out there who have had a spiritual awakening, Waco sleeper, if you've been woken by God and you've been changed in the twinkling of an eye, you've been spiritually raptured. And you understand that. Most of you have been through a great tribulation. You've wrestled with God. You've seen God face to face. I believe what happened after the first century Christians and after Constantine came around, and then he established the Catholic Church, and then after that King James did what he did, and all the Protestant churches branched off from that. I believe religion was created out of the writings. I believe the writings were manipulated in a way to turn something spiritual into a religion to control people. I have people all the time tell me, that I need to get a KJV. And I'm not cracking on you guys that do that, but I also seen some people, I've seen them say it before, and a friend of mine posted this the other day. Got some friends that they'll say that if the original Greek and the original Hebrew, I'm talking if they walked into a cave today and found the original writings that came from the disciples and the prophets of old, if what they wrote differed from what's in the King James Bible, then the King James Bible is right and the originals are wrong. That's how deep the delusion goes. For all of those out there who have been changed by God and touched by God, you know the love that He puts in your heart. He writes everything on your heart and your mind. You don't need someone to instruct you. You don't need to read anything. The night God came to me and changed me, I knew the fruit of the Spirit. I may not have used the same words that Paul used, but I knew the fruit of the Spirit because it didn't come from me. All of you guys that's been changed that way, you know that. You know that. And it's just up to us to go out and share this love of God with others and plant seeds. But we have a direct connection to the Father. It gives all new meaning to that, take the plank out of your eye before you try to take the speck out of somebody else's eye. You know what I'm saying? There's some deep stuff going on in here. And I believe there's going to be a great awakening happen soon. And people will be led by the Spirit. And there will be no more that is fighting over what a book says. And we'll all be of one spirit. Anyway, hope you guys like that. I love you all. God bless.